I'm going to tell you something. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Dorian Yates versus Kai Greene would be a friggin' awesome matchup. Friggin' awesome. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to look at Dorian Yates versus Kai Greene. 1993 Yates, 2012 Kai Greene. That is what we are going to do. But in addition, not in a lieu of, but in addition to this 93 on-stage version of Yates, we're gonna haul out the big guns. Big guns. The 1993, 6 weeks out, sometimes 3 weeks out, if he doesn't have socks on, Dorian Yates. And what a zinger of a thruster this will be. Now I'm gonna begin with the 3 weeks out, because most of you guys tuned in to see that. But it's in the timeline. He looked like this before he looked like he did on stage, right? So you know what I'm saying. Wheels, arms, legs. The legs of Kai Greene and the arms, they're so much bigger than Yates's is that it's not even funny. It's an overwhelming situation. Now look at the forearms. Big old British Yates, he has some massive big forearms. Huge, huge. And if you're not into peaks in the biceps, I guess he might have the better arms in that sense, but everybody likes peaks, right? Now the midsection, the stance, and you size police are going to get on me about this one. Dorian Yates is like Ronnie Coleman type stature. He's huge. He's like 280 here. Lean. Pretty near 6 feet tall. And, most importantly, he holds his legs straight. Look what Kai Greene's doing. Come on, people. But I will be honest, the sizing of Dorian Yates and Kai Greene is difficult. I probably even should have made Kai smaller. But having said that, I think he has the edge in the front double anyway. Now here is the on-stage Yates. 1993 Olympia winning version. Clearly you can see Kai winning on the guns, the arms. Huge. Midsections, if you're really into the classical lines, things of that nature, then Yates wins this one as soon as you see the two. Kai Greene has like a power belly, a big thick midsection. Which is, it kind of goes with the rest of his physique. He's so ginormous. But having said that, if you told me you had Yates winning this one, you better be consistent with your classical lines throughout your entire judging systems. Anyway, Kai would most likely, forgot my tongue in customs during travel, I would most likely give Kai the front double. Now the front lat spread, now, you know I don't want my siding cracked, so there's really no way Dorian Yates is going to lose a front lat spread. But Kai Greene, I'm here to tell you, he is top 10 material. Look at that. He even hides the thick midsection. It looks like he has a tiny little wee waistline. Look at that. Matching that of Yates. Yates has the lower lats, probably. Look at the size difference. Now, I don't know if I missized this or not, but I would wager to say there's enough evidence that would suggest that Kai would destroy Yates in the lag department. The size, lags or leagues, doesn't really matter. It's just too much. But Yates, he's still winning in the upper body. Is he not? I would suggest. Here's the on-stage. The wheels are even smaller for Yates. It's a different time. Yates was a mass monster. For his time, for 1993 especially, guys. He was huge. He didn't get that much bigger throughout his career. Might have got a little bit bigger. But from 92 to 93, that's a huge difference. But having said that, guys, Kai Greene, it's a different game altogether. The lag department, certain judges might even give this one to Kai. I'd still go with Dorian Yates. I would not want to be threatened, either during or after. Oh, I like this one. During or after a show, but Yes, the Dorianites, they sent this telepathically. They knew that I didn't have this picture on here, and they wanted me to put this on here. So kudos to you, Dorianites, for using your powers, apparently. Still say that Kai's making his legs look like little twigs. Just little, tiny little dandelion spores. But the Lats, obviously, Yates is going to win. Turn to the side. Such foolishness. Yes, Mr. Clarence. Why don't you just read it then? This is Kai Greene from the finals, guys. This is a big difference. There was no side chest from the prejudging. But having said that, Yates is winning. But Mark's max muscle, Kai looks better. Look at the legs. I'll tell you why Kai's losing. It's not really Yates' winning. It's Kai's losing because of his Casus belly. It's a big old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, yeah. Heroes in a clam sauce. Here's the... Well, this isn't an on stage. They do a photo shoot thing. Before, right after, or during the Olympia. I don't know. It's when they have all the oil, lubrication, whatever they have all over them. It's before he walked out on stage, so it's pretty much an on stage. But it's not really, is it? Now, if you're judging on hair alone, especially hair length, Kai Greene is winning. He's also winning on all aspects except for the Casus. So that's whatever your opinion on it is. If a big gut ruins the pose too much, then you're going to go with Yates. If it doesn't bother you, if you like big old bellies full of chicken and slaw, double order of slaw, and some tater salad for Kai Greene. And don't forget the dumplings. He very rarely does. Anyway, where was I? Yes, if you don't like guts, give it to Dorian. If you like guts, go with Kai. Side tricep. Huh. Interesting. Now this gets to me. This bothers me, actually. Kai. You hit your side chest with your Casus belly like you can't hide it anywhere. You don't know where to put it. But here in the side tricep, I see a Victorian waistline. Look at that. It matches Yates's. Yates might be a little harder, grainier. But geez Louise, it's a tiny midsection. You look awesome in this, Kai. You're not beating Yates. He's not beating Yates. I talk as if he's listening. I guess Kai hears and sees all. Perhaps. But having said that, I guess it doesn't matter. He could have got one in the side chest if you sucked the belly in like here. But Yates is an outstanding bruiser beast in the side tricep. Here's an on stage, and Yates is unbeatable. Even Fiddle Little Heath himself would probably lose to Dorian Yates. And I got a comment telling me there was too many D's. Would I say Fiddle Little? I beg to differ. I'm receiving funding to support the way I say Fiddle Little like that. I do it when I'm driving a car too, when I'm shifting gears. Try it at home or in your car. It's very rewarding. Go to the back shot. Poor Kai. He's little and flat like the plains. Like here in Canada, eh? But Yates, on the other hand, is like the Rockies. The Rocky Mountains, rough terrain, big traps, huge, big, wide back. Now, if you like condition, Kai's doing his best here. Look at the glutes, hamstrings, probably better. He's got a big squished raise in him for a hamstring. I often mention that. You guys think about it when I say that, I hope. At home. Something special we have. But anyway, yes, Kai, he's just getting dwarfed. And this was the same situation with Phil Heath. He was losing in separation. Of course, Phil was nowhere near as wide as this Yates. Now here's an on stage, and I will admit to you Dorianites, guys have a case when it comes to the pictures not doing him justice. The angle's terrible. I'm telling you right now. But still, he has more girth, more separation in all the muscle. From the back point of view, lower half again, Kai is outstanding. But I guess at the end of the day, is that enough to defeat the great Dorian Yates in this rear lat spread? The dwarfing situation at the back would suggest not. Now, Kai in the rear double, this is a better shot for him. Yates, I am quite surprised how striated his glutes were. And he's showing them, and they didn't really show them. It wasn't fashionable for a bloke to haul out the bum, you know. But having said that, when it's that striated, it ceases to be a bum. It's a muscle. The biggest muscle in the body. So, yes, it's very impressive. And his conditioning is probably better than Kai's. Oh, I see. He's not wearing the socks here. This is 3 weeks out, Yates. That's why he's more peeled. So I think 3 weeks out, Yates would perhaps be the most deadly monster ever on the bodybuilding stage. Up there with the Ronnie Colemans. Telling you right now, guys. You Colemanites. Yeah, I got about 50, 60 million Dorianites right behind me ready to do battle with you fellers. So keep it peaceful. Keep the comments peaceful, you fellers. And here is the on stage. I guess the powers to be at Mark's Max Muscle were not going to give me the time to give you guys my judgment on that. Yates was probably winning in the 3 weeks out, but here it might be a matter of the Dorianites being correct in the picture footage. Terrible. It is tilted a little bit. That takes away from the width of these guys and the V-taper as well. But I would wager to say, considering how peeled he was in the 3 weeks out, this footage here definitely doesn't look like he's any more conditioned, so in real life, he would be 10 times more shredded, to the diced, than these pictures would have us believe. And I know I might sound like a Dorianite, but give it a chance here. Just peruse the pamphlets and maybe you'll be a Dorianite too. I really honestly think he would be much more shredded to the diced than Kai Greene, hard density, thickness. Having said that, this is a beautiful shot for Kai. And here's the abs and thigh. Another good shot for Kai, I would suggest. He has, well, I want to say he has a beautiful midsection, but actually in the abs and thigh pose itself, he really pulled it off. Not bad at all. Lats are wide enough to make an X-frame, and the quad's obviously huge. And in a way, kind of beating Dorian Yates, but those traditionalists out there would suggest that the lines, the abs, the midsection are going to be too much for Kai to handle. Now, here's an on stage. Again, these pictures are tilted. You see where Dorian Yates, he looks like a rooster, by the way. Cock-a-doodle-doo. Buck, huh? He could handle a few buckets of chicken himself. But having said that, yeah, those legs look like little twigs. Again, the angle might be making them look thin, but they are thinlets. Little trouts. Here's the most muscular to finish this somewhat foolish comparison off. I mean, they're fun. Of course they're fun. But you have to realize, lads, lattices, everybody in betweens, baby please, these are gym photos. So he has a perfect pump. There's no stage nerves or anything like that. You haven't been sitting backstage with oil on you. So you're going to look your best for Yates. And he was still good and carved up 6 weeks prior to a competition. So he has all that working for him. Although there is footage out there. Good old Project Bodybuilding sent me some footage from YouTube. I will link you to that. And it is actually this 6 weeks out, I think, of Yates hitting all the poses in succession. So he did actually hit all the poses one by one. I believe. Of course, I believe I can fly. I believe he's a big dude, all the way big dude. Here's the on stage, and Yates looks very petite. especially in certain shots like the most muscular and in the side chest, things of that nature, you're going to look a whole lot better if you're more carved up, more pronounced. But I guess in the front lat spreads, maybe even in the front doubles, could even be in the back shots as well. Hard to tell from the footage that we had. All those shots might be better if you're more peeled, more shrizzetted. But there can be no mistake about it. Boom! When you're bigger and ginormous like Dorian Yates is here, you look more fantastic in the most muscular, for sure. And Yates actually looks awesome. Look at the arms, look good. For goodness sakes, very, very good. So in my firm belief, your pecs and your biceps suffer the most when you lose the carbs. You carb deplete and you deplete down to a peeled level. I think your back still looks nice and big, and a lot of other muscles look bigger, but I find your arms and your chest look smaller. And Kai, I don't know what to say about his baseballs. He's got baseballs there in his arms. It's awesome, but it's just not for me. Gnome sing. It's like a real pretty girl. I know she's pretty. She's just not for me. She's just not for me. I like this one. You know what I'm saying? Sing. So Eric, so Merry Christmas. Eric. Sing.
Dorian Yates wins again. Ha 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 ha.